What Kind of Times Are These? By Adrienne Rich. There's a place between two stands of trees where the grass grows uphill, and the old revolutionary road breaks off into shadows, near a meeting house abandoned by the persecuted who disappeared into those shadows. I've walked there, picking mushrooms at the edge of dread. But don't be fooled, this isn't a Russian poem, this is not somewhere else, but here. Our country, moving closer to its own truth and dread, its own ways of making people disappear. I won't tell you where the place is, the dark mesh of the woods meeting the unmarked strip of light, ghost-ridden crossroads, leaf-mold paradise. I already know who wants to buy it, sell it, make it disappear. And I won't tell you where it is, so why do I tell you anything? Because you still listen. Because in times like these, to have you listen at all, it's necessary to talk about trees. Crossing Jordan by Langston Hughes. It was that lonely day, folks, when I walked by myself. My friends was all around me, but it was just as if they'd left. I went up on a mountain in a high, cold wind, and the coat that I was wearing was mosquito net thin. Then I went down in the valley, and I crossed an icy stream, and the water I was crossing was no water in a dream, and the shoes that I was wearing no protection for that stream. Then I stood out on a prairie, and as far as I could see, wasn't nobody on that prairie that looked like me. 'Cause it was that lonely day, folks, when I walked all by myself, and my friends was right there with me, but was just as if they'd left. Crossing Jordan, alone and by myself. Terns by Mary Oliver. Don't think just now of the trudging forward of thought, but of the winged drive of unquestioning affirmation. It's summer. You never saw such a blue sky, and here they are, those white birds with quick wings, sweeping over the waves, chattering and plunging, their thin beaks snapping, their hard eyes happy as little nails. The years to come, this is a promise, will grant you ample time to try the difficult steps in the empire of thought, where you seek for the shining proofs you think you must have. But nothing you ever understand will be sweeter or more binding than this deepest affinity between your eyes and the world. The flock thickens over the rolling salt brightness. Listen. Maybe such devotion in which one holds the world in the clasp of attention isn't the perfect prayer, but it must be close, for the sorrow whose name is doubt is thus subdued, and not through the weaponry of reason, but of pure submission. Tell me, what else could beauty be for? And now the tide is at its very crown, the white birds sprinkle down, gathering up the loose silver, rising as if weightless. It isn't instruction or parable, it isn't for any vanity or ambition, except for the one allowed to stay alive. It's only a nimble frolic over the waves, and you find for hours you cannot even remember the questions that weigh so in your mind.